1,000 metres then for race number 3. It's another Class 4 contest with 7 debutants in the field. Multi-million though. A last start course and distance winner, Tony Cruz. Matthew Poon will ride this time, taking £3 off Joy Master. 5th at big odds behind Multi-million last time out. Fabulous 8, Glenealy Generals, Meridian Genius, Mr Magellan and Planet Nakoni are 5 of the debutants. This is Class and Yichun Blitz, the other 2, and down to Striking Mr C. Grant van Neerkerk got a good gate here, barrier 13, but yet to win in 9 starts, takes a big drop in trip. Now, Planet Nakoni, one of these debutants, Chris So's 3-year-old Nakoni gelding, has been up at Chung Fa, came back on the 26th of November. We'll have a look at him in action, in actual fact, in due course.
He ran a couple of seconds up there at Chun Fa. There's obviously a lot of variables potentially here with 7, half the field, having their first start. Yichun Blitz, Meridian Genius. We know Multi-million's got pace. Planet Nakoni showed some speed, as has Glenealy Generals. Fabulous 8's been able to sit handy. This is Class, actually was handy in a recent trial too. So could be a solid enough tempo, you would feel.
Yeah, 7 first starters. This one isn't one though. He's a winner already, Multi-million, so he's got the runs on the board. You can see he goes nice enough here as well. So he's taken no harm from that win, and he's gone well in both his 2 starts here in Hong Kong. He's come up the favourite, early favourite as well. Glenealy Generals, nice easy work from him, Zach Purdon. Glenealy Generals, he's had 3 trials. He's £1,099, and he goes okay. He's not really been pushed out in this particular piece of work. Is the General, Glenealy Generals. And the other one here, Planet Nakoni, he does it nice enough as well. He's had, this particular horse has had a couple of trials up at Chung Fa before coming down for one on the dirt. He's £1,147. He looks quite forward.
All right, OK, well, let's start off with some winning form, and that is Multi-million. Down the straight last time. He's beaten first up on debut as favourite behind Diamond Master, but here showed plenty of speed and too good for What a Legend.
Yeah, we sort of went through this same scenario the last time he raced Multi-million. There was a race like this one with a lot of new horses in it. Obviously, from this, What a Legend was able to do best of the newbies. But Multi-million showed great speed, got to that outside rail and was able to go on and win. He's now got to carry a little bit more weight, only £1 more with Matthew Poon taking over. And he's facing, you know, another big bunch of horses on debut. So at the end of the day, he's the measuring stick again.
No, definitely. I've got one of the first starters to beat him, but I've got him in there for second.
Worth mentioning, Joy Master hit the line well, and he gets in very well at the weights here.
All right. Let's go back to Karastin, who rode Multi-million on that occasion, but he'll ride another first starter here for Tony Millard, Meridian Genius.
Yeah, of course he's a little bit speedy. He's shown it in a trial. He feels like a horse that may come to hand pretty quick. So I think those races has come on time for them, and you know he's the same like Isra, has just trial and showed us a bit, and I think it's time to go to races, and after the first run we'll learn a lot.
So no concerns that he's going into this race with just the one trial?
Yeah, he just, like I said, of course he's shown a little bit of speed, and you know it's 1,000 meters, so I think, like I say, unexperienced, and we'll learn a lot from the first run.
You've ridden Multi-million in both of his runs, including his last start win. These two line up against each other. Was it your decision to go with Meridian Genius though?
Yes, I was booked in advance for the horse I'm on, and of course I was not be able to get off for. So anyway, it's the other horse is a nice horse too, and he's more experienced. So, but I know he's got an inside draw, but I think he can overcome that. But I'm pretty happy with my horse, and I'll just go out and try my best.
All right, good stuff. Karis there with Ed explaining the reason he's riding Meridian Genius and not Multi-million. So look at so many other debutants here. This is Class, Glenealy Generals, and Fabulous 8 as well, who has won a trial, but he runs 4th here. Yeah,
the rest of his trials have been education, as you can see here in the orange. I'm going to take the chance with him at a big price to make him the long shot. This is Class. Now, he goes nicely in this particular trial. He's by So You Think, so I've got a big note here that he'll need a bit longer. Be interesting to see how he goes on debut. And Glenealy Generals was quite easy as well, but I did like Fabulous 8's trials.
I thought the trial there from This Is Class is quite okay too, sitting outside the eventual winner.
All right, let's go to the dirt. Yichun Blitz and Shining Bright.
Yeah, well, we saw this before with Have Fun Together, obviously darting through and defeating Yichun Blitz, another one who finished second here, and then he was down the track at his trial prior, and then he was able to win the trial prior to that. So he's a horse I think will be certainly up on the pace, blinkers on.
Yep, I've found a spot for him. I like the fact the blinkers are going on, so he'd be pretty focused on debut. He's had those 4 trials, so I think he's ready to go.
Yep.
All right. Okay, we've got most of them covered there. Multi-Million is favourite, Paul, but you're going to be taking him on?
Yeah, I'm going to take him on. I'm going to make this horse my long shot, Fabulous 8. He won that trial, and the rest of the time Ricky Yu has just used educational purposes. He hasn't let him go at all, hasn't moved. So we're not sure exactly what we're going to get, but we'll get a good price. That's one thing we'll know. So he's on top to beat Multi-Million. He's been there, done that. Yishin Blitz, as we mentioned, is going nicely enough, and the blinker's going on debut. Meridian Genius, I think he'll improve a lot from this run. He's only had the 1 trial, but he's got speed. 4, 1, 11 and 6. Happy to go 4 each way.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think there's a few ways you can look at this with a lot of first starters, and some of them have certainly created an impression. I'm going to go with Precious Sweetie. This horse, when we saw him 2 and 3 starts ago over 1,200 metres, he got to the stretch and then he really let rip with a good final sectional. And then last start, 1,400 metres, didn't quite work out for him. He still ran okay, but I think the run down the straight 1,000 might be to his liking. There'll be a lot of pace, and he can reel off a quick final sectional running in a straight line. So I'm going to go with the 12. I was looking at making him a long shot, but he actually came up, you know, in the market vying for favouritism early. He's out to 8.6 now. Multi-Million's the measuring stick. I think this is classed as a nice enough horse. And Mr. Magellan, I didn't mind the way he closed off in one of his trials as well. I think he's got a bit of scope. So 12, 1, 10, 7, but I've left a few out, Andrew, that I wouldn't be surprised if they found themselves in the frame.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it, with the debutants? I went with Multi-Million, just says the measuring stick, but I've got Fabulous 8 in and Meridian Genius as well. Tricky race, the third for sure.